What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Tune In episode 4. I believe this is the 4th episode, and as I say in the beginning of every episode, this is not a reaction. We hear the music, we talk about it. I've heard the song already. I've heard the song about 3 or 4 times already. And we talk about what's going on in the song, some of the people who made the song, and as well as just kind of the tropes of the music and some production stuff that's going on, and all kinds of things that just what it is, what the song is. And today we're getting into Sueco. I believe that's how you say it. I'm not 100% sure. This is actually the first song and the first time I've ever heard of this artist. And when I listened to the song, I was pretty blown away, actually, about it. And I did enjoy it a lot. And I did watch the video, of course. And we're just gonna talk about what I saw, what I heard, and a little bit about some of the backstory on this song. Let's just get into the beginning of it. I'll throw the video up. I'm not trying to get away from any copyright claims or anything like that. It doesn't bother me. That's not why I do this. I do this to talk about music and talk to you guys about music, and then you guys can leave comments and inform me on some things that I don't know, and we can go over it on the next episode. The last episode we did was very, very fun. It was Snoop Dogg and Tupac, two of America's Most Wanted. That was a fun video. Let's get into this real quick. This is Next X. Now, before we get too far into it, if you ever noticed that a lot of pop songs, pop songs that become very, very popular, they use not only just melodies sometimes of children's songs or things that just types of songs that you've heard a million times, whether it's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or whatever it may be, and the ones that use it in a way that where you change it a little bit and make it, in his case, he's making it very, very edgy, and it's already an edgy kid song, you know what I mean? First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes the baby and the baby carriage. But then he makes it super, super edgy, which I thought was very, very clever. And it's a song that can't be, I'm 100% sure there's no copyright on it. I didn't look it up. I should have, but very, very smart of him to do that. And so he's not the only writer on the song. There's a couple guys who wrote the song alongside with him. A guy named Colin, which is a name that you should know. Colin Britton. If you're a producer, he's a guy that produces all kinds of stuff for some very, very talented people. He did some work for Papa Roach. He did a lot of work for 5 Seconds of Summer. And there was the one that was a surprise to me that I thought was very, very cool. The J-Rock band One OK Rock, which is, if you haven't listened to One OK Rock, definitely go check them out. They're a Japanese band, and their music is phenomenal. Their vocalist is out of this world. But either way, so he's done some very good work for some very big people, and most importantly, very talented people. Think what you want to think about Papa Roach, but there's some talented guys. 5 Seconds of Summer. I don't know if he did Youngblood, but that song by 5 Seconds of Summer is banging. But anyway, with this children's song in here, it makes it helps it stick. It helps it stick right here, and that's what a good pop song does. She was on the pole, bank account got low, throwing on my paper. You know what I really enjoy about this guy is, so his whole demeanor is almost kind of like this novelty of, obviously he has very extreme like emo hair. He's just got the whole look of like just an emo kid, but then the way that he's talking, you're like, well, is he though? You know what I mean? It's like it's almost as if the an emo kid, and I'm saying emo, but like I know the difference. I come from the world of post-hardcore. That's where I started my musical journey. And I mean, I had the girl pants. I still wear literally only black jeans. So I come from that world, and I knew a lot of kids who looked like this, and but they didn't have this personality, and that's what kind of makes him kind of like two sides of a coin, you know, like you would expect him to be different than he is, and that's what makes it like such a like sight to see. And his attitude and the things that he's saying is just like just in the first few lines you're like, tell me, are you cool with temporary? I'm not trying to get married, I'm just trying to get carried away. Very simple song, but, and this is another one of those things where the simplicity of this song makes it so catchy. And is it difficult to make a 4-chord progression with a synth following the kick drums and then an arpeggiate in the background? No, it's not difficult to do that. But to put it all together with the correct transitions as well as the correct vocalist and the lyrics that are going to stick and the lyrics that will match the person who's singing it. Because sorry if you don't know this, but a lot of artists don't write their own songs. And if they do write their own songs, they have 3 very, very seasoned, 2 or 3 very seasoned songwriters in there with them, helping them. Because it really takes a village to create a hot track. It really does. But is it difficult to just make the track in the background? No. But the whole package, including the video and everything, is what makes this very, very special. Including, I mean, the guy and his looks, Mr. Sueco. And now they're jamming out, as if they were in a post-hardcore band. Not you know, if they look like they're at a, you know, doing a Color Morale concert or like a August Burns Red. You know what I mean? They look like they're in that kind of atmosphere, but the music doesn't match, and that's what really kind of, you know, it makes it so much different. And the that guitar that you hear, is it guitar? I can't tell. If it is, it's a modeled guitar. It's definitely not an amped guitar. They didn't. Wow. I don't want to be wrong about this, but to me, it sounds like just a synth guitar played on the keyboard. But it could be like a really nice line 6 kind of amp modeling, or what are those called? Like an Axe Effects or something like that. It could be something like that, making that, or it could be a guitar really low in the mix and then a synth guitar layered on top of it, just to kind of have that oomph and that clarity. So what they do, that is what they do. What they've done is that they've taken the real guitar that you're hearing right now in the verse here, and then they layer it with a big giant guitar synth that and then with the layer together, it sounds like it could be either or, and it sounds really, really good. And the kick drum in this song hits so hard. My dick, my break, built out. And he's doing pop references, you know, like, and that's the thing about people who look like that. I mean, I was in a post-hardcore band. I always wanted to create pop music, so it's kind of like this thing where it's like, don't put me in a box. Like, I know I look like this and whatever, but don't put me in that box. I'll spit out pop references. I'll say this, that, and the other thing. And it's very, the whole thing is kind of like a big fuck you. You know what I mean? But in a good way, like in a way that you enjoy being around. It's a sharp, C sharp, C sharp, and it's like around 100 BPM, which is like it's my favorite to write music is around 100 BPM, between like 90 and 110. It's my favorite area to write music in. I've been guilty of writing too many songs in that area, and but this major scale, C sharp major, I'm sure I should have Googled it, but if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong in the comments. It's just fun. It's fun, and it's not what you expect from the visual, and it's just the reason that's the reason I like this, because nothing is expected. You don't expect what he's going to say. You didn't expect him to look like that. You didn't. I mean, unless you know the artist already, of course. But you didn't expect him to say the things he said. You didn't expect the video to be what the video is. You're not expecting the production that's in it. So it's awesome. There's another producer on this. God, what is his name? Andrew something or other. But he did music with 5 Seconds of Summer as well. And he did I'm bad with names. I'm bad with remembering things. All Time Low. He did some music for All Time Low as well. So you kind of get all those vibes. The 5 Seconds Summer vibe comes from where it's kind of poppy. It's this major scale, and it's a little dancey, but then you get the hard guitars. You're in that area of All Time Low, and then of course the Papa Roach, that dun it. Not saying that whatever. I'm just saying that you get all the tropes of all the music that these producers have worked on, and you can hear it. You can hear it in this song. The second I heard the song, I was like, I just got to look up who did it. And of course, I had heard Colin and his stuff before, but the other guy I hadn't heard of yet. And it's very, very cool. And we're definitely going to be doing more of his stuff. Just to hear what else he's got. This is my first. So that ooh is a vocal sample. So if you're someone here that is not a music producer and you're looking to get into it someday, or you just want like information, a lot of samples in current pop music are going to be a vocal sample that is made to not sound like a vocal sample. This one isn't hidden as much. You can definitely very, very much tell, but for the layman, you might not be able to tell. But that is a vocal sample, and then of course you hear in the background that lower voice, my next ex. That one's obviously a vocal sample, but that ooh is just a vocal sample. It could have been him. It could have been one of the guys from the band. It could have been one of the guys who produced the song. You never really know, unless they tape it or they say who it is or whatever. But vocal samples are huge in pop music right now. They're big in the rock world as well, and obviously hip hop. They're very, very big in hip hop. Kanye, of course. He used a ton of vocal samples, and he doesn't hide the fact that they're vocal samples as often as other people do. He kind of makes sure that you know that they are. He'll either pitch them up really high or leave them the way they are. Maybe throw some distortion on them, but a lot of times it's a vocal sample that he chopped up and got the licenses for. This, I'm guessing, didn't need any licensing. It was probably a vocal sample that they pulled from, like I said, either one of them or a song that no one would even know it's from because they probably tuned it up or something. Very, very cool. And I like So when you go see him live, I'm guessing he has a band with him. He has a very cool look. It's like it literally looks like he just woke up and came to the shoot. And you know that's not the case, because when there's a lot of money behind stuff and there's a lot of people working on it, people don't let that happen. So it's part of his whole demeanor and his brand to look that way, and it's intentional and it works. Not a ton of people can get away with it, but he definitely does. And starting to become an artist, like if you want to become an artist and that's why you're here, because you're inspired by him and you're wondering what people are thinking about him. Branding is a big thing. It's a big thing that people don't like to talk about. A lot of musicians, when they first start, they don't want to hear anything about it. They're like, no, I'm just going to be me. And it's like, but okay, if you works, awesome. If you tweaked works better, can we do that? You know, if you have like if you have like 8 feet of dreads and like just down to the floor, and you have and you're wearing like a drug rug with some sweatpants, and you're making a completely a style of music that is not fitting to that. Can it work? Yes, it can, if you want to be the contrarian and things like that, but then you have to be undeniable. There's all these balances that people think about when it comes to becoming like a touring artist that has a team, and people are making money, not only making money, but they're making their living. They're feeding their kids with them. And so people, I'm not sure if he's independent. He might be independent and just knows what he's doing. He's killing it. But, or he could just be a quirky guy and it's working. I don't know. But there's all these decisions that you make when you decide to become an artist, and people around you are helping you make these decisions. And whether his was intentional or if this is just his demeanor, I don't know. But it's very cool, and I enjoyed the video the few times I watched it, and I enjoyed the music. It's a song that I'm going to listen to a lot. Anyway, so thanks for showing up for the episode 4, the tune-in. And we'll be getting into other stuff. We'll be doing some more of his stuff in the future. We'll be doing more old school hip hop in the future. We'll be doing new hip hop in the future. We'll be doing K-pop. We'll be doing J-pop. We'll be doing J-rock. We'll be doing all kinds of stuff. As a producer, I like to listen to all kinds of music and try to figure out, what makes it good. It's very rare that I'm going to find a song that I think is bad. Simply because I just love music so much. And when you make music on a daily basis, and that's part of how you make your living, then it kind of all becomes just music, It's not this kind of music, that kind of music. It all just becomes music, because it all gets made the same way. So, well, thanks for hanging out and watching. If you're curious as to the music that I've produced, I'll put the link in the thing below. If you don't care to listen to it, that's fine too. I'm just here to talk about music with you guys. Thanks. Bye.